Okay, so I ended up getting nut brown ale. Sorry, I'm really sick right now. And just having a plugged up nose is really hard to just kind of communicate and speak with. Yeah, so I ended up getting nut brown ale from Northern Brewer, and so far the brewing experience, it's about my third brew. I don't know how good it's gonna be. My other two turned out all right. The Smashing Pumpkin I got was okay. The second one overflowed into the airlock, and the taste is a little bit off, so I'm thinking there were some sanitation issues when it overflowed. There was nothing I could really do about it. I wasn't really prepared for it. It didn't get over the carpet, thankfully, but yeah, you can see on this video, I'm pretty much recording my brewing, steeping the grains, and I added the malt in the main video. This kit comes with grains for steeping and about a pound of dry liquid malt extract, a pound of dry malt extract. Sometimes I get the liquid kind, and I've always liked the liquid kind more just because stirring it in and creating the whirlpool is a little bit more fun with the liquid kind. We got 7 grams of Fugal hops, Danstar Nottingham brewer's yeast. We used about half of the packet, and the primary fermentation was good. It didn't overflow like the winter ale I got from Northern Brewer. That overflow. If you guys want to see it, there should be something on my channel that just has winter ale fermentation process. And it's just a time lapse of a picture taken every minute for about, I think it was about 4 days, and then it gets so active that it just overflows and gets out of the airlock. And I cleaned it, and then it was just a mess. After cleaning it, I ended up accidentally pushing the little airlock holder into the neck, and it fell in. It was still attached to the airlock. You'll be able to see it in the fermenter, and I was just like, this was a disaster. I think everything that could go wrong pretty much went wrong. Well, that's okay. They also give you a bunch of fizz drops. I don't know how I feel about these fizz drops. For the Smashing Pumpkin, it wasn't consistent. There were some that were more carbonated than others. There were some that were still flat. So what I'm going to try with this batch is I'm going to try to melt down the fizz drop and then add it to. I'm not going to do it with all of them. I'm still going to use some solid ones. I'll probably do like 2 of them are going to melt down. But it's just been so inconsistent, and I just wonder if it's an issue for the fizz drop to have to dissolve first before the suspended yeast cells can really consume it and give off CO2. Yeah, I love the fizz drops. A friend of mine has conditioning priming sugar, and the way he's doing it actually seems a lot easier than adding a fizz drop to one bottle at a time. It's a 5-gallon batch in his, and you just add the conditioning and priming sugar to some water, I believe, and then heat it up, stir it, and then add it to I guess it would be post-fermented wort. Yeah, it's pretty much uncarbonated beer. And then you bottle it after that. So there's no like individual adding of fizz drops. There's also just a little bit more fun. You get to do a mixture. Anyway, on this screen, we give it a nice hour-long boil. Already steeped the grains. Added the malt extract. And you can see me stirring occasionally on it. Brewing's super fun. I do run out of a lot of things to say on these videos because there isn't a lot of action going on in brewing. You get like about an hour-long boil of just liquid, and then after that you just cool it down. So there isn't even a lot of hands-on activity. I'll just try to commentate on what I can. This stuff is all fermenting. Oh, also, by the way, I was going to the store to get ice, and then I was going to give it an ice bath to get it cooled down. You can see me taking the temperature right there. Um, but when it snowed outside, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to grab snow. I don't want to get ice because I have to go to the store. I don't want to go to the store. So I filled up my sink with snow. That I would not recommend doing that. It's very possible that I could have infected the batch by doing that. Especially at this stage. This is the stage where it becomes most vulnerable because you get lower temperatures where bacteria can thrive. When you're boiling, it's not so much. It's not really as much about sanitation at that point because a lot of bacteria can't really survive in boiling water. That's it. Usually you'll boil water if you find it, and then that'll like clean it. It won't get rid of hard metals, but when you're brewing, you shouldn't have to worry about hard metals. So yeah, you can see me packing in the snow, and I tried to speed it up as much as I could. You can see the snow actually melting. It's kind of interesting. I really like this. I hope this turns out really good. I am going to transfer it to a second fermentator. I use glass jugs, and here's a little time lapse of the primary fermentation that just popped up in the top left. The first time I brewed beer, actually I did it the second time too. I didn't use a secondary fermenter, and a lot of it just yeast sugar byproduct after the fermentation was actually still in my beer. There's things you can add for clarity. I did not do that, and I'm almost 100% on either one of the batches. Probably it was probably my first one. The second one likely there was a sanitation issue, but the first one likely just had really off flavors because of the byproduct at the bottom. I did some Googling, and they said trying to filter that out as best you can is a really good idea, just because when it's in there, you can drink it, but it will affect the flavor. And initially I was thinking that it wouldn't affect the flavor really at all, which is wrong. So yeah, hopefully you guys can just, if you guys are interested in brewing and just watching the process, this is pretty much the process right here. Obviously bottling is omitted, but bottling, actually using the auto siphon to bring it from the kettle all the way into the fermenter is omitted because my camera froze when I was doing that, unfortunately. I was very disappointed. My camera, I have a little Canon T5i I bought refurbished from Canon. Hopefully this doesn't happen all the time, but I was recording the whole time, and I was like, hey, the image sensor actually kind of feels hot. So, I mean, I wasn't touching the image sensor, but the camera just felt hot, like it overheated. So I'll keep that in mind when I record future videos. But yeah, more fermentation. It's still fermenting right now. I'm about to transfer it over. It's been about a week. I'm about to transfer it over to a secondary fermenter and leave it in probably until it's been about 10 days. So I'll probably leave it in about 6 days just to leave a lot of that just crap. But yeah, if any of you guys are interested in brewing, want me to follow you on your channel, definitely send me a message. Also, if any of you guys play PC games or like gaming in general, just send me a comment on YouTube. I'm pretty much just a bored college guy, and I only have 4 classes left until I get 2 degrees, and after that I'm going to study for the Certified Public Accountant exam. I really am just pretty much making videos for my hobbies because I am just bored. I got in the habit of doing it when I was building PCs, and since I'm more brewing beer now than I am building PCs, and it's also cheaper to brew beer than to build PCs, I'm just gonna probably brew some beer and talk about it. Anyways, enjoy the rest of this video, guys. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, and hopefully I didn't switch to too many subjects and go off on different things. See you later. Bye-bye.